Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJUFCPicks, the Smoke Sesh, along with my co-host Gibbs. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Last week he couldn't join us because it was a last-minute episode, but he's back with us this week. And moving forward, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video, comment on the video, comment who you got, your picks, your underdog of the week, your lock of the week. Helps the algorithm out, and I really appreciate all of the subscribers who continue to tune in to our show. Tonight, we're breaking down UFC Fight Night in Atlantic City, Blanchfield versus Fiorot, and that's going to be a good fight, and I believe that fight is a title contender fight. What do you think about this card, bro?
Yeah, man, this card, you got a whole bunch of, good names on it. It has, guys making their UFC debut. So it's going to be a lot of violence on this card, in my opinion.
It's definitely going to be a lot of violence. A couple of veterans on the card as well. And I think you're going to like some of my picks, bro. I got some heat for you today. So before we do that breakdown, give you our picks, I'm going to do a small recap of what happened last night at UFC Fight Night Vegas 89, and that was a sketchy card to say the least, bro. What do you think about last night?
Yeah, last night it was it was actually a crazy night. Had its finishes. It just felt like I don't know. It was a good card, a little sketchy. I don't know, kind of hard to explain.
Definitely a sketchy night, definitely. But let's go over it. Give me one moment, guys. So last night out of 13 fights, I only got 6 of them correct. That's not a good night for me. Back-to-back cards, I only got 6 correct for you guys. But I promise you that this card, I'm going to get you at least 9 or 10 picks correct. Did my homework, did extra homework this week. And let's go over it real quick. This first fight was a close fight in my opinion. In my opinion, bro, I thought Muhammad Usman won this fight. But unfortunately, the judges gave it to Mick Parkin in a decision victory. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, I picked Mick Parkin to win, and like you said, the first round was looking sketchy. The second round was whoever you had in the second round won the fight. But I had Mick Parkin, and that was my first bet, so I was happy.
Next fight, guys, got the pick correct. And this is the first time I've ever seen this in the UFC. I've been watching UFC for like 13, 14 years, guys. Andre Lima winning a disqualification victory, and he was on his way to a finish, in my opinion. But Igor Severino biting the shit out of him, bro. Like, what the hell's going on, man?
Man, he was losing the fight. I feel like, bro, he only had 1 round of cardio, and once he couldn't get him out of there in the first round, he just like, fuck this, let me bite this kid, and he got cut from the UFC.
Yes, sir. Yes, he did. Next fight, guys, got the pick wrong, and I thought this was a close fight as well, but who am I to say? I'm not a judge. Daria, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm going to butcher this. Jankova defeated Montserrat Rendon in a very controversial decision victory, in my opinion. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, man, I thought Rendon was looking good, but Kova's hands was just looking better. And Rendon, she just has no hands, and she was just a duck. She was a fish out of water on the feet, but she lost her O.
Next fight, guys, I was devastated with this one because I had him in a parlay, and unfortunately, he did not look good in his debut. Jarno Aarons defeating Steven Nguyen in a decision victory, and Jarno Aarons looking really good in that fight. What do you think about this, bro?
Yeah, man. I was pretty certain that Jarno Aarons was gonna go ahead and do this, man. I just like a guy who's coming off all these losses. It's a matter of time he's gonna get a dub. And Steven Nguyen he ran out of juice after the first round.
All right, next fight, guys. Got the pick correct. Got the outcome correct. Miles Johns defeating Cody Gibson. I knew that was going to happen. Miles Johns is a very underrated fighter in my book. I like Miles Johns. I like his fighting style. He needs work on his cardio, but Cody Gibson not looking good in that fight. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, I actually picked Cody Gibson in this fight, and I thought Cody Gibson's hands and his range and his cardio was going to be too much for him. But Chapo Johns, he definitely he showed that he has grit, and like you said, he needs to work with that cardio because there's guys who will finish him in the third round.
I agree. Next fight, guys got the pick wrong, and he was looking good. He was looking good until he got caught up in that guillotine choke by Julian Erosa, man. That was another devastating loss for me. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, man. Shoot, I picked this one right. Julian Erosa. I just figured that, a guy who has a better cardio, he just had a baby, so you knew that was gonna juice him up. He just Ricardo Ramos, he just had lapses, and I would never bet on him ever again. He's not the smartest kid.
Next fight, guys, got the pick correct, and I knew he was going to win. I didn't pick him by submission. He almost got the submission a few times, but he still dominated the fight. Trey Ogden defeating Kurt Hollabog by decision. Very good win for me, and a smart bet in my book as well.
Yeah, man. This was I had Trey Ogden by decision and at plus 150, and I was feeling damn good.
Nah, I just bet his money line straight up, but I thought he was gonna get it done by submission. I don't really bet props that much, but when I pick on typology, I try to pick out the outcome. Padilla, he was my lock of the card, guys, and he got it done in the very first round. Very good lock, in my opinion, and he looked very impressive in there, man. He's a guy that he might be championship material, man. I gotta see more of him though. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, man. I thought that fight was very entertaining. While it lasted, Padilla, nice crispy hands, and then he had them big long arms and choked bro out.
Absolutely, that was a good sub. Next fight, guys. Yusuf Salal coming back to the UFC and showing everyone that he is UFC material and he's here to stay. He's still very young in his career, so maybe this is a bounce back for him in the UFC. He got a very solid victory over Billy Quarantillo.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bullshit y'all. It's allowed. This dude's a problem. That's all I can really say. This dude's a fucking problem.
Who'd you pick in that fight?
I had Billy Quarantillo in, but I mean, after that line movement, I don't know if y'all was seeing that line movement on this fight, but I had to go take a stab on Zalal after that line movement.
Next fight, guys. This was another lock of mine, and he got done in dominant fashion. I got Peyton Talbot, and I don't think you're gonna see this line ever again or anytime soon on this kid. Minus 115 on Peyton Talbot, bro. I think I put you onto that not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, bro. 115 minus 115 for Peyton Talbot. Like, come on, that is a steal. Um, I did think that wrestling from MSP would show itself more than it did, but Cameron Simon, he just didn't have no answer for the pressure that Talbot had. And Talbot, man, he's an issue.
That dude's a problem for sure. Next fight, guys. He was my dog of the card. He almost got it done, but then the books turned on him, bro. I'm talking about AJ Dobson. He was my dog of the card. He almost got it done. And then Emmers Shabazian just turned it around in that fight and knocked him out.
Yeah, I had Edmund Shabazi in this fight, and he looked good after he got cracked. He bounced back from his adversity. Kudos to him.
Next fight, guys, I had the pick correct. Carl Williams defeating Justin Tafa. Kind of pretty easy pick in my opinion because Justin Tafa just got injured. He just pulled out of a fight, so that was my reasoning behind the pick.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bullshit. I picked Justin Tafa, and I was going back and forth, but Justin Tafa, he was close to getting a knockout. But Carl Williams, man, I don't know, that dude, he's a pretty good wrestler, especially for a big man.
And then the next fight, guys, got the pick wrong. I'm talking about Amanda Hebas, and she looked very bad in that fight, bro. She didn't look too good in that fight. She got dominated, in my opinion, by Rose Namajunas. Rose Namajunas proving to everyone that she's still championship material, bro.
Yeah, I thought Amanda Hebos looked pretty good, honestly. One of the judges gave her 2 rounds. So nah, I thought that it was a pretty good fight. Rose Namajunas, in my opinion, she could have did more. I felt like I had Rose Namajunas in this fight. I had it by decision, but I felt like she should have got the finish, man. Like a girl in the Amanda Hebos, she's been finished 3 times in her career. I mean, it's just like, damn, I thought she would have got finished again, but that was a good fight.
So that was the little recap that we were doing for UFC Fight Night Vegas 89 Namajunas versus Hebas, 6 out of 13 correct. Not such a good night for me. That's unacceptable in my book. Back to back unacceptable cards for your boy CJUFCPicks. But we're going back at it, folks. We're gonna bounce back on this card coming up for UFC Fight Night Atlantic City, Blanchfield versus Fedio. And then in the co-main event, you got Luke versus Buckley. That's gonna be a good fight. 14 fights on deck. And what do you think about this card, bro? This card is pretty stacked in my opinion, man.
Yeah, no, I really like this card, man. So I think it's gonna be a lot of finishes on this card, and man, like you said, I like that Joaquin Buckley Vicente Luque fight, man.
Let's go over it right now, folks. And make sure to join us for the Smoke Sesh. You already know what to do. I got some blueberry kush on deck today, bro. What you got?
What is this? Hey, going back to the well with that Tropicana. That's my favorite strain, man. It's like the only strain that really gets me fucked up. So I'm always on that Tropicana for the most part.
There you go, folks. Tropicana again for my boy Gibbs. All right, first fight on deck, we got in the men's featherweight division, Nate Landwehr versus Jamall Emmers. Nate Landwehr, he's 17-5, 35 years old, 5'9", 70.5-inch reach. Jamall Emmers, 20-7, 34 years old, 5'10", 74-inch reach. And this is going to be a very gritty fight to start off the card, ladies and gentlemen. You got Nate the Train Landwehr. He's got power, good striking, good boxing, and he's a very good underdog, bro. And I believe he's an underdog in this fight because I did look at the lines this morning before the show. And if I do remember, he's an underdog. And guess what, folks? I'm going to give you my underdog of the card nice and early. My dog of the card for UFC Fight Night, Atlantic City, is Nate the Train Landwehr to get it done over Jamall Emmers. I mean, Jamall Emmers does got good wrestling, good grappling. And they're both pretty experienced in the UFC. They've been in the UFC for a while now. Look at Jamall Emmers, 20-7, 34 years old, 5'10" with a 74-inch reach. So he's going to have a little bit of a height advantage and a reach advantage. But I think Nate, the Train Landwehr, has fought the tougher competition. He's got more power in his hands, and he's got more of a dog in him, in my opinion, as well. So give me Nate, the Train Landwehr. I got him at plus 165, bro. Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, man. So you got Jamall Emmers coming in as a minus 210 favorite. He's 2-3 as a favorite. Nate Landwehr, he's coming in today as a plus 162 dog. He's 3-1 as a dog, and that caught my eye big time. It caught my eye big time. Nate Landwehr, a guy who has big hands. He's scrappy. You know, he doesn't take no for an answer. He has good wrestling. One can say he doesn't use his wrestling like he should. He has great activity too. So I just feel like the output is going to be too much for Jamall Emmers. And Jamall Emmers is a guy who likes to fight close with every one of his opponents. Jamall Emmers is coming off a big knockout versus Dennis Buzukja, a guy we'll see on this card later. But like CJ said, man, go ahead and give me the dog and Nate Landwehr. I'm gonna take the guy who's 3-1 as a dog versus the guy who's 2-3 as a favorite. So yeah, man, I'm going Nate Landwehr as well.
Let's go. I'm so glad we're seeing eye to eye on the first fight. And you want to go with this next fight, bro?
Yep. So next up, we got Melissa Gatto versus Victoria Dudakova. And Dudakova is 25 years old and 28 for Melissa Gatto. They're both 5'5", and it's going to be a 2-inch reach advantage for Melissa Gatto. So Melissa Gatto, a jiu-jitsu ace. She's you know, one could say that she's been underperforming in the UFC at 2-2. So she's actually coming in as a -162 favorite in this spot, and I just don't see it. Because you know, Dudakova is a chick who has great output. You know, she has great wrestling. One could say she doesn't use her wrestling like she should. Um, and I like her output, man. She's super good. In that Genu Fry fight, Genu Fry, she just never had a chance in that one. But Melissa Gatto, I just feel like, you know, in this fight, she's just gonna be getting beat up, and she's just gonna be losing minutes because, you know, if you go back and watch it, I was watching the Tracy Cortez Melissa Gatto fight. She was giving up minutes, and she just, you know, she just watches the clock go by, and then she loses the decision. So I gotta go with the dog. I gotta go Victoria Dudakova to win by decision, and that is actually a bet that I put in. I know you're not a women's MMA better, but I'm always gonna usually take the dog in women's MMA, man.
I gotta go with the undefeated Russian here, bro. I gotta go with Victoria Dudakova to win this fight. I think she's got more output. I think she's more stronger, faster. I think she's more athletic than Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto on a 2-fight losing streak. That's not a good look. And Victoria Dudakova, she's on her way up, bro. She wants to prove everyone that she's gonna have what it takes. And if she wins this fight, she's gonna be taking that number 28 spot from Melissa Gatto. I think after this fight, Gatto might be cut, honestly, bro, because I don't think Gatto's that great in my opinion. I like Victoria Dudakova, bro. Yeah, I agree with you. I like the dog on this spot, but I'm not betting that. Not betting that. I'm just gonna. I like betting women's MMA only props, like the over or the under, and this is an over spot. I think this fight goes to a decision. Next fight, guys. Scheduled in the men's light heavyweight division, we got Ibo Aslan versus Anton Turkalj. Ibo Aslan, he is 12-1, 27 years old, 6'3", 77.5-inch reach. Anton Turkalj, he is 8-3, 27 years old, 6'4", 78-inch reach. And I believe Anton Turkalj is moving down, right? He was a heavyweight, right? If I'm not mistaken, or
Nah. So I guess I think, did he fight Jonathan Almeida at a heavyweight? I'm not sure. I can go check real quick though. You can keep going. I'm gonna check.
It doesn't matter. He's gonna lose again in this fight, guys. Anton Turkalj is not UFC caliber in my opinion. This guy Ibo, he's pretty good. I saw some tape on him, and he's pretty good. I think he's gonna knock this guy out. I think Anton Turkalj is gonna lose a 4th straight fight, and I think he's gonna probably get cut from the UFC after this. I mean, Ibo Aslan, he's 12-1, 27 years old, 6'3" with a 77.5-inch reach. And you got Anton Turkalj, 8-3, 27 years old, 6'4" with a 78-inch reach. Yeah, man, he hasn't won one UFC fight in his career at all, and he lost to Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro is not that good in my opinion. So give me Ibo Aslan to win this fight. Might bet him. I'm thinking about it, but he's making a UFC debut, so I don't know, man. That might be a sketchy little fight to stay away from. What do you think?
So Ibo's one loss. Do you know his one loss?
Who is it against?
Anton Turkalj. Anton Turkalj actually took his O. This is actually an interesting fight. This is the most interesting fight on the card, in my opinion. You got Ibo Aslan, a guy who has relentless movement. This guy just wants to plot forward and try to get you out of there. He's 12-0 to the knockout. But this guy's record, if you go back and look at his record, man, first guy unavailable, the next guy 0-0, the third guy is 0-7, and then the fourth guy unavailable, fifth guy 0-0, and then 1-2, 4-0, 8-14, and then he lost his O to Anton Turkalj. Basically, what I'm saying is this dude Ibo has been fighting frauds, And Anton Turkalj, if we went back and watched the fight, he was looking good. Ivo was looking good, and then Anton just gassed him out. He gassed him out, hit him with a big shot, and then choked him out. So this is gonna be a good fight, because if Anton can actually extend this, man, I gotta go Anton. So this is a crazy fight. I might look stupid next week, but I'm going Anton Turkalj, man. I'm going Anton Turkalj. This dude Ivo, he's just a fraud to me. He's just fought nobody. The level of competition that Anton's fought is just through the roof. Like Jousting Almeida, that was a catch weight, so it wasn't a heavyweight. It was a catch weight. Then Vitor Petrino, and then Tyson Pedro, which that's not a good loss to have on your record. I gotta go Anton Turkalj, but yeah, man, sketchy fight. I'm gonna go ahead and slide over.
Fight. Now you just definitely told me not to bet on that fight.
For real. So next up, we got probably the most volatile fight on the card. And it's Julio Arce versus Herbert Burns. Herbert Burns coming in at 36 years old, 34 for Julio Arce. So and then this fight's where's this fight? Is this fight bantamweight? Yeah, so this is a featherweight bout. So you got Julio Arce coming up from the bantamweight. So that's very important to note. Yeah, man, this gonna be a damn good fight, because Herbert Burns, a guy who if he gets you out of there, like he can get you out of there in that first round, man. Herbert Burns, he got 6 submissions on his record. He has, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 first round submissions. That is ridiculous. So it's 8. I'm just like, damn. Julio Arce, a guy who one could say he's coming towards the tail end of his career, man. He got beat up by Montel Jackson in his last one. He beat up Daniel Santos. That was a damn good win. That's aging well. But in his last 7 fights, he's alternating wins and losses, and he's coming off a loss. So one could say he's gonna get a win in his one. And all bullshit aside, he's gonna get the win here, man. Because it's hard to take Julio Arce down, and I just feel like Herbert Burns gonna blow his wad. He has no cardio management. He just goes balls to the wall, and he's gonna gas out just like he did versus Bill Algeo, and then he's gonna get cut from the UFC after this one. So go ahead and give me Julio Arce to get the win by, I would say, probably TKO. What you thinking?
I can't say anything else, bro. You just throw the words right out of my mouth besides one thing. Herbert Burns is a quitter, bro. We've seen him quit in fights. The dude can't take damage for nothing. And if he gasses out, he quits on himself. I think it's that loss against the Daniel Pinito. Either Bill, yeah, see, look. Exhaustion from damage. Come on, bro. I never seen that before in the UFC. Yeah, give me Julio Arce. He's damn near a lock, in my opinion. Not gonna make him my lock of the card though, because Herbert Burns there's a world out there that he can come out there in the first round and knock this guy out. There is a world out there that can happen, but I don't think that's gonna happen here. I think Julio Arce is tough enough and savvy enough to stay away from the power and win this fight. All right, next fight, guys. We got Angel Pacheco versus Caolán Loughran in the men's bantamweight division. Angel Pacheco, he's 7'2", 32 years old, 5'8", 70-inch reach. Caolán Loughran, he's 8'1", 27 years old, 5'6", 68-inch reach. Angel Pacheco, he is making his UFC debut. He got a contract. He's lucky he got a contract because he lost his Dana White Contender Series fight. And Caolán Loughran, this is his second fight in the UFC. I made him my dog of the card on the last time he fought. And he fought Taylor Lapilus in that fight. And Taylor Lapilus is pretty solid, bro. He gave him some problems in that fight. And I think he's going to bounce back from that loss. I think he's going to learn from his mistakes. And I think he's going to win his second fight in the UFC. Angel Pacheco, he's all right. I mean, he's not that bad, but he didn't win his Contender Series fight. and I don't think he's going to win his UFC debut coming in at 32 years old. Give me Caolán Loughran, the hungrier, younger, and tougher fighter in this fight. Might bet him. I'm almost there on betting him, but I gotta think about it. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, I think this line's too wide, man. Minus 330 for Loughran. I can see it, but there's no way I could bet this line. Loughran and a guy, I thought he won his last fight, to be honest with you. He was controlling Lapless, and Lapless wasn't even really getting off that many shots. I don't know. I didn't have a bet on it or nothing, but I could have swore I thought Loughran was gonna get his hand raised. Angel Pacheco, a guy who one could say his toughness is his best attribute, but that can't be your best attribute if you're talking about sustaining wins in the UFC and sustaining the job here. He was getting his ass kicked versus Danny Silva. Shoot, and if he wasn't so tough, he would have got stopped in that fight. I don't understand how he got a contract here, but he is tough as hell. He's tough. He has a nice right hand. I like his left hands too, but I just feel like Loughran, he definitely will probably control him, and he'll probably get him down, and he'll probably be beating him up. And I mean, he probably will look like a minus 330, but I don't know. It's hard for me to be able to be like, yeah, I'm gonna lay that, because Pacheco's tough, man. He is tough. Whenever he is winning fights, he's looking real good. It's just, I guess, it's his defense. His striking defense isn't the best. And I think in a fight like this, I think that, he's the better striker. Angel Pacheco's the better striker. So I think Loughran's going to he's going to have to get the fight to the mat, because if he doesn't, this fight won't be looking like a minus 330, and I can assure you that. But I'm going Loughran. This is an absolute no bet for me. I'm going to slide to the next one. Next one being Conor Matthews versus Dennis Buzukja. And honestly, I love this fight. If we're going to look at the tail of the tape, we got 31 for Conor Matthews, 26 years old for Buzukja, 5'9" for Buzukja, 5'8" for Matthews, and then half an inch reach for Conor Matthews. You got Conor Matthews making his UFC debut, and he's coming in as a dog in this fight. He's coming in as a plus 104 dog, and you got Dennis Buzukja making his he's 0-2 in the UFC, but this is the first time he finds himself as a favorite. So automatically, like, you can't bet, like, people watching, you can't bet on Dennis Buzukja. This dude, this is the first time he's been at, like, he got knocked out by Jamall Emmers, a guy that we're picking against on this card, and then you're telling me he's gonna be the favorite against the stronger, not the younger, but the stronger, faster, better hand guy? Nah, give me Conor Matthews to win this fight. I'm feeling pretty damn confident on this one too, because I just don't see where Dennis Buzukja is better. Probably the only place where he's better is probably the grappling, and Dennis Buzukja doesn't use his grappling like he should. Conor Matthews has the better mind. And Dennis Buzukja, man, he just sometimes it looks like he doesn't want to be in there. Like, go look at the Sean Woodson fight in his UFC debut. He just wasn't doing anything. He just was staring at Woodson the whole time. So, man, go ahead and give me the dog. Go ahead and give me Conor Matthews to win his UFC debut.
I'm a little biased on this pick, guys, because I'm from Massachusetts. Conor Matthews is from Massachusetts. So I got to go with my New England brother, Conor Matthews, bro. Dennis Buzukja calls himself the Great, and he's got 2 losses in a row. You can't call yourself the Great if you're getting knocked out by Jamall Emmers, bro. Like, come on, man. He's going to lose this fight. I think it's going to a decision, though. I don't know if there's going to be a stoppage in this fight for Conor Matthews, but either way, I got to go with my New England brother. Biased pick, though. Conor Matthews to win this fight, guys. Let's go on to the next one. Scheduled in the men's middleweight division, we got Andre Petroski versus Jacob Malkoun. Andre Petroski, he's 10-2, 32 years old, 6 foot even, 73-inch reach. Jacob Malkoun, 7-3, 28 years old, 5'9", 73-inch reach. And this is going to be a good, scrappy fight. Andre Petroski, very good wrestler. He's powerful. He's got sneaky KO power. Jacob Malkoun, he's got really good wrestling, good takedowns, sneaky KO power of his own. And he looked good in his last fight because Cody Brundage quit like a little bitch in that fight. He was winning that fight, guys. That's not a loss in my opinion. Then he won against Nick Maximov. I did pick him in that fight as well. And he lost to Brendan Allen. And Brendan Allen is not a bad fighter. He's a very solid fighter nowadays. So that loss is not a bad loss. Before that, he won against AJ Dobson and Abdul Razak Al Hassan. So the dude has fought tough competition. Andre Petroski, he's fought tough competition himself, but he did get knocked out not too long ago against Michel Pereira. Before that, he was on a tear though. When going to a split decision with Jared Mearshart, decision to Wellington Turman, submission against Nick Maximov, and one against the Who guy. He's not in the UFC anymore. Give me Jacob Malkoun to win this fight, guys. I think Jacob Malkoun is the better fighter in this spot, and I'm gonna bet him. I'm definitely gonna throw him in a parlay. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, so this fight scares me because you got two grapplers, and this fight is very interesting because you got Andre Petroski. One could say he has the better hands. Jacob Malkoun clearly has the better cardio, and Jacob Malkoun has the better grappling too. So, I would say that would definitely easily would say that Malkoun should be the favorable spot, but when you have two grapplers, usually that means that they're going to stand and bang. And you can't tell me that there's not a world where Andre Petroski knocks Malkoun out on a feet if they stand and bang. Because to be honest with you, we've seen Malkoun cracked and wobbled. He got knocked out by Phil Halls. Out of all people, Phil Halls, no chin Halls, and that was bad. But Andre Petroski, he's coming in as a plus 164 dog today. I just think this line is off. I am picking Malkoun, but it's all about the line. We're not here, just having a nice genuine talk. No, we're here to find good lines and find value on fighters. And I just feel like this line is off because if they do stand and bang, Andre Petroski has 7 minutes to knock him out. But if this fight goes to the ground, because we don't know the game plans, we don't know how it's gonna go. So it's just like question marks on this fight for me, I guess. But I do think Jacob Malkoun is the right side because man, he's shown that he can just win every way. Like I thought he beat Brendan Allen, to be honest with you guys. Yep, to make it short though, I got Jacob Malkoun to win by decision. And if we're going, this is actually a pretty good one we got coming up next, y'all. And that's Virna Jandiroba versus Lupita Godinez. So 35 years old for Jandiroba, 30 years old for Godinez, 5'2" for Godinez, 5'3" for Virna, and 3-inch reach advantage for Virna. Yeah, man. I think Virna is the way better grappler in this fighter, in this matchup. I feel like Lupita, she has lapses in her IQ sometimes. She's Lupita. She's been a favorite in every single one of her UFC fights. She's 7-3 as a favorite. So pretty much with Lupita Godinez fight, she's always going to pretty much be the favorite. It's just a matter if you can find if she's going to lose or not. And I am picking against Lupita Godinez. Give me Virna Jandiroba. I've actually picked for all the women's fights. I've picked the dog. That's crazy. But yeah, man. This is a pretty damn good fight. But I just think that Virna is going to be getting a lot of minutes controlled in this matchup. I just feel like Virna is going to have two rounds banked from control time, and then Lupi's going to win the third round, and she's going to lose a 29-28 decision. Lupita, she's coming off a split decision. You guys know how I feel about split decisions. If you come off a split decision, you're going to lose your next fight because in the UFC, the level of competition gets higher when you win. So If you barely win your last one in a split, you're gonna lose your next one unless your name's Jack Della Maddalena. But I gotta go Virna Jandiroba, and I'm going by decision. What are you thinking, my guy?
I think this fight is going to be a very, very close fight, guys. This should be a pick 'em, to be honest, because Lupita Godinez, this is going to be a huge step up in competition for her. This is probably going to be her toughest test to date. She's going against somebody that's kind of underrated in my opinion, but I think that Lupita Godinez is going to win this fight. I think she's got better cardio. I think she's got sneaky KO power, sneaky good wrestling as well, and good grappling. She's on a 4-fight winning streak, so that's a good momentum for her. She's tough as nails, but a lot of people sleep on Virna Jandiroba, and I think I might be too, but I gotta go with my gut and my mind here, bro. I gotta go with Peter Godinez to win by decision. Very close fight. I'm staying far away betting wise. I might even stay away from the prop specials because I don't know if this is gonna be a decision or a submission. Could be either one, in my opinion. Next fight, guys, scheduled in the main card. Now we're on the main card for the UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Fiorot. And then scheduled in the main men's featherweight division, we got Bill Algeo versus Kyle Nelson. Bill Algeo, he's 18-7, 34 years old, 6'0", 73-inch reach. Kyle Nelson, 15-5, 32 years old, 5'11", 71-inch reach. This is going to be a very good fight, guys. I love both of these guys because they both bring it every single time. But I got Bill Algeo in this spot, guys. Right now, he's 18-7. He's on a 2-fight winning streak, and so is Kyle Nelson. He's on a 2-fight winning streak himself. But I think Bill Algeo is going to have better boxing, better striking, better wrestling, better cardio. The dude's a cardio maniac, and he's been looking good lately. Kyle Nelson's nobody to sleep on. I might stay away from betting this fight straight up, but I like the over 2.5 in this fight. I got Bill Algeo to win by decision. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, I think this fight's gonna be a chess match, man. You got Bill Algeo, beautiful footwork. I would say that's probably his best attribute is his footwork, and his mind. Senor Perfecto. He just wants to be perfect in there, man. He ain't trying to make too many mistakes. Kyle Nelson, the guy who's pretty much had a resurgence in his career, because if he wasn't winning, man, he would not be here, bro. Because he at one time he was 0-4. He was 0-4 as a dog. But then he's won his last 2 fights as a dog, and this dude is just like I said, he's made a resurgence. I still don't think he's that good. I ain't gonna cap to you guys. I don't think he's that good. Kyle Nelson, I guess his pressure is his best attribute. But I think a guy like this fight's gonna look like the Kurt Holloway Trey Ogden. Bill Algeo is just a smarter fighter, and he's gonna be getting pieced up. Nelson's gonna just be getting pieced up, and I just see there's not a world in my mind where anyone gets knocked out. So the over 2.5 definitely sounds good here. But I got Bill Algeo to win by decision, and that's damn near my lock, man. That's the lock of the card.
Okay, let's go. Definitely gonna bet on him then, because if you got him as a lock, then I'm definitely betting him, bro. Your turn.
So next up, we got Nursulton Ruziboev versus Sadiquis Dumas. And this gonna be a good fight here, y'all, because Nursulton Ruziboev, he had a good knockout in his last one versus Bruno Ferreira. I was like, what? I didn't think he was knocking Ferreira out like that. SD Dumas, a guy who one could say that he's been underachieving in the UFC so far, because everybody expected him to come in and just start sleeping people, but then he comes and gets two decision wins, and he had only had one decision win at that point. So one could say he's just not letting them hands go like he should. And in a fight like this versus Nursulton Ruziboev, a guy that I still have a lot of questions about, I don't think you can do that though. I don't think you can sit there and just stay back and be on a back foot with this dude, because Ruziboev, man, this dude's fucking dangerous, man. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Dude has 11 knockouts, 20 submissions on his career. But one could say he was fighting cans. He has so many fights on his record that I can't go through all of these cans that he's fighting. But I go through a couple: 0-1, 0-0, 0-3, 1-0, 0-1, unavailable, 1-0, 0-2, 3-2, 0-0. So, this dude, Ruziboev, and hey, you still got to go out there and finish those guys. I understand that, but, it's just the level of competition isn't there. But that win versus Fiorot was good. I'll give him that. So, as far as the pick, guys, I got to go Ruziboev. I don't like the pick. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like this fight because, SD Damas, at any point he can show, what he's been showing in the on the regional scene and come out here and try to start Ruziboev, because Ruziboev, he's been finished. Ruziboev, he's been finished twice in his career. So, I mean, it's not like he can't be finished. SD Dumas, he's been submitted. He got submitted by Josh Frim. If you're getting submitted by Josh Frim, I ain't gonna bullshit you. If you get submitted by Josh Frim, brother, it's not good. You're probably gonna go ahead and get submitted again by Ruziboev. So give me Nursulton, Ruziboev by submission.
I gotta go with you, bro. And I don't care what you say or anyone says. I think Cedric Dumas is a fraud, bro. He's a can himself. And this is gonna be an easy fight for Nursulton. He's my lock of the card this week, bro. I'm telling you guys, he's going to finish him in the first or second round. This fight is not going to see the judges. I think Cedric Dumas is a pussy as well because he put his hands on a girl. I don't know if you guys heard about that one, but the dude is a fraud. He don't belong in the UFC, and he's going to get exposed in this fight. He already got exposed by Josh Frim, and he's going to get exposed again here by Nursulton Ruziboev. My lock of the card this week. Bank on it, bro. Next fight, guys, scheduled in the men's welterweight division. We got Chidi and Njokuani versus Rice McGee. And I don't think this fight's going to see the judges either because both of these guys got power. Chidi and Njokuani, 22-10, 35 years old, 6'3", 80-inch reach. Rice McGee, 13-5. 28 years old, 6'2", 78-inch reach. Both of these guys got power. Both of these guys will go at it. Chidi and Njokuani on a 3-fight losing streak, losing the last 3 out of his 5 fights. Rice McGee winning the last 3 of his 5 fights. Rice McGee, 28 years old. Chidi and Njokuani, 35 years old. Chidi and Njokuani probably has fought the tougher competition, has more experience, but I think he's done here, bro. I think he's done in the UFC. 3 fights. He lost to Michael Oleksiejczuk. He lost to Albert Duraev. Not a good loss. He lost to Gregory Rodriguez. His last win was almost 2 years ago against Dusko Todorovic. I mean, I don't know, man. This fight is kind of sketchy. I think I might stay away from this fight. I think that to bet this fight, you might bet the under 2.5 here. Rice McGee, he lost to Ange Lusa, a quitter. So I don't know, man. I think Rice McGee is going to win this fight, though, because I can't bet on a fighter who lost 3 times in a row. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, man. I can't lie to you. I almost picked Rice McGee, too. I have to go Chidi and Njokuani. And let me tell you why. Rice McGee, a guy who definitely has nice hands. But his chin is an issue, man. And if we're going to talk about it, we have to. His chin is a concern for me. It's a guy who's been knocked out twice in his career. And I feel like if this fight does get extended, if this fight gets extended, it's going to be Rice McGee. But I just see there's just a world where a big shot lands for Chidi and Njokuani, and he gets Rice McGee out of there because Chidi and Njokuani, he's shown that he has power in his hands. He's been fighting studs, man. You know, like I guarantee Reese McKee will go 0-3 versus Gregory Rodriguez, Albert Duraev, and Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I guarantee he wouldn't win one of them fights. Reese McKee, he's 0-3 as a dog. I didn't like that when I did the research and pulled that stat out. I was like, damn. Chidi and Njokuani, he's 2-2 as a favorite. So, you know, he gets his dub here, you know, he should go ahead and be 3-2. It's the striking. That's the reason why this line is like it is. Minus 245 to plus 186. Chidi and Njokuani is just a better striker. And that's all I really can say here. If this fight gets extended, I think it will be Reese McKee. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a good fight. But yeah, I could see him losing 4 in a row, but I gotta go Chidi and Njokuani, and that's it. So we're gonna slide over to the next one, and that's Bruno Silva versus Chris Weidman. And I don't know why this fight's being sanctioned. Like this is the last time that Chris Weidman will be in his 30s. He'll be a 40-year-old man after you know, this fight's over. You know, it's just like I don't know why Chris Weidman's still fighting. Chris Weidman, a guy who just came off a loss to Brad Tavares. Bruno Silva, a guy who just knocked out Brad Tavares. But Bruno Silva, man, he's lost 4 out of his last 5. And it's crazy because if you look at their Tapology wins and losses, they're the same. Like they both lost 4 out of the last 5, and that middle fight they won. But to be honest with you guys, man, Bruno Silva is the better fighter here. He's the younger fighter here. He has bombs in his hands. He's gonna knock Chris Weidman out, man. And I hate to say that, but it's the easiest fight to pick on the card, man. It's just I can see if Chris Weidman can get his wrestling going, that's the only way he wins this fight. But how could you rely on an old, broken Chris Weidman to wrestle? I can't, because I mean that's where Bruno Silva is you know, susceptible, is on that ground. But I don't see this fight lasting more than 3 minutes. I think Bruno Silva's gonna knock him out. What you thinking?
I agree with you, bro. I almost made Bruno Silva my lock of the card, but I can't make somebody my lock if they lost 4 out of the last 5 fights. I mean, Chris Weidman, man, his last win was almost 4 years ago against someone who's not in the UFC. Is he in the UFC anymore? Who knows? Even if he, so that one doesn't mean nothing. So to me, Chris Weidman should retire after this fight. To be honest, bro. He's a legend in the UFC. He's a former UFC champion. He used to be a top dog in the UFC, but he's not the top dog anymore. He should just hang him up, stick to the commentary or stick to the backstage or whatever he does for UFC nowadays, but he should not be fighting. I think Bruno Silva's going to knock him out or submit him in this spot. Might bet him because I think Bruno Silva 9 times out of 10 wins this fight, but I can't make him my lock just because he lost the last 4 of his last 5. Let's go over to the next fight, guys. Scheduled to be the co-main event of the evening, and this is going to be a banger, folks. This is scheduled to be in the men's welterweight division. We got Vicente Luque versus Joaquin Buckley. Vicente Luque, 22-9, 32 years old, 5'11", 76-inch reach. Joaquin Buckley, 17-6, 29 years old, 5'10", 76-inch reach. Like I said, folks, this is going to be a banger, and I think this fight is not going the distance because both of these guys got knockout power. Both of these guys go at it. Very scrappy fight right here. Joaquin Buckley has one of those highlight knockouts on his career, doing that kick, that karate kick that he did. I forgot what was his name? I forgot his name.
Ipukasagana.
Yeah, I don't even think he's in the UFC anymore. But you guys are talking about Vicente Luque, okay? A veteran in the UFC. He's definitely fought the tougher competition. Definitely has more experience. He's if I'm not mistaken, he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Um, and he's a former title contender. So I gotta go with Vicente Luque here because this is a huge step up in competition for Joaquin Buckley. I mean, he's only number 21 worldwide in the welterweight division compared to Vicente Luque, a former top 10 contender in the UFC. I gotta go with Vicente Luque here, guys. I think he's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna use his grappling. I think he's gonna use his striking and his veteran savvy to win this fight. I gotta go with Vicente Luque here. Might even throw him in a parlay. I am thinking about betting him. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, man. Like you said, I definitely think this is a big step up for Joaquin Buckley. You got Vicente Luque coming in as a minus 160 favorite. He's 13-5 as a favorite, so this dude's been around the block like a mug. Joaquin Buckley, he's a plus 124 underdog in this spot. He's 2-2 as a dog. Joaquin Buckley, man, a guy who is he hasn't really been active like he usually has. Like you would have thought Joaquin would have probably got him a fight in January, and this is his second fight of the year. But nah, this is his first fight of the year, and he's trying to get him a win. He's coming off a 2-fight winning streak, and he's been looking pretty good. He had knocked out Fiorot, and then who else did he knock out? And then he knocked out Alex Morono. So I was like, wow, he didn't knock Morono out. He almost knocked him out. Excuse me, but yeah, man. I don't see Joaquin Buckley winning this fight. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the brain hemorrhage for Vicente Luque. That scares me. That's brain bleeding, and before the RDA fight, where well, not before, but it was the Jeff Neal fight where he got the brain hemorrhage and he had to take some time off. So I don't know. That's still been scaring me. As far as picking Vicente Luque and betting on him, because I mean, shit, man, one bad shot and he could get concussion-like symptoms and then fold. So I don't know, man. I'm going Vicente Luque. I'm not betting this fight though. I can assure you that. That's what I can tell you. I ain't betting this fight. Because I mean, shit, man. The younger guy in Joaquin Buckley, you can't tell me he don't come in here. He doesn't come in here and he couldn't start like. There's a world where he does starts Vicente Luque. I don't think it's gonna happen. But there is a world where it happens. So I'm going for Vicente Luque, but I'm staying away from it. Next up though, we got the main event, and that is Manon Fiat versus Aaron Blanchfield. And Aaron Blanchfield, man, this has been one of my most winningest fighters, man. Anytime I have a chance to bet on her, I'm betting on her, dude, because that's why it's important to watch tape, because you have to know these future prospects. And I remember when I first watched Aaron Blanchfield, like I will never forget. I'm like, she's fucking good. This girl is fucking good. That's what I fucking said when I was watching tape on her. She's good, and that's why I'm just so animated. She's gonna be a future champion. Manon Fiat, she's I think she's just gonna be a victim of age here. She's 34 years old. One could say she got in the UFC too late. She started MMA training when she was 22, so that one could say she already started late. But Blanchfield's 24. You telling me this chick just started when she was 22? It's like, damn. So I just think that in this matchup, you got striker versus grappler, and I just feel like the style of Aaron Blanchfield is gonna hold up way better than the style of Manon Fiat. Manon, she showed that she has good hands. She beat up Rose Namajunas in her last fight, but I mean Rose broke her hand in that fight, so it was kind of like and then she still wasn't really looking that good to me. I don't know. Aaron Blanchfield, she just impresses me every time I watch her fight. She had fought Talio Santos. She lost the first round. I went and put 2 units on her to win, and then she beat her up in the first round. The second round, then finished her in the third. I was like, let's go. So Aaron Blanchfield, she's just her ceiling's way higher than Fiorot, and that's the reason why I'm picking her. And Erin Blanchfield, she's a problem. So I gotta go Erin Blanchfield. What you thinking, my guy?
I'm definitely going Erin Blanchfield in this spot, bro. UFC is definitely pushing her to be the next star in this division and to be a champion soon. I mean, she's from New York. They're fighting can't even talk. They're fighting in Atlantic City, which is not far from New York. She's 24 years old, so she's very young into her UFC career. So she's got so more long to go. They almost got similar records. She's 12-1. Manal Fiorot, she's 11-1. But I think, like you said, Erin Blanchfield definitely has the higher ceiling in this spot. She's a good grappler. She's a good wrestler. She's got okay striking. She needs work on that. I'm not gonna lie. She can get wild at times, but I think that within time and with more practice and more growth in her career, she's gonna be a bigger problem than she already is. Erin Blanchfield to win, bro. I got her in a parlay. Let's go. I think she's gonna win this fight. Got a really good feeling about her. That's gonna be my first time betting women's MMA this year, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good bet for your first one.
So I'm breaking my rule just for this fight because I think Erin Blanchfield's got what it takes, and I think she's gonna win this fight with her grappling, with her wrestling, and she's a tough girl, bro. She's a tough bastard. But Manal Fiorot, she's tough herself. She's got good boxing, sneaky KO power, and she's got good takedown defense as well. So
she
Erin
is tough. Hey, I want to say this real quick, bro. My fault. She's tough, bro. But I ain't gonna lie though. This line -154, like you're not, just like you said, bro. With Peyton Talbot, you're not gonna see this line again. Like -154 in a 5-round fight.
I know. I think Erin Blanchfield's definitely gonna pull it out here, and I'm going with submission, bro.
I like it.
I'm going submission. So that's gonna be my pick. That's gonna be our final breakdown for UFC Fight Night, Atlantic City, Blanchfield versus Fiorot, Luque versus Buckley in the co-main event. Starting time is at 7 p.m. Eastern time for the prelims, 10 p.m. start time for the main card. What's the next card, bro?
I ain't gonna bullshit you. I'm over here about to look that up because I'm like, I don't even know.
I think it's
it's Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis.
All right. So unfortunately, guys, I'm gonna miss that card because I'm gonna be away that weekend. So I might drop the show a little bit early for that week, for that card. I'm not gonna be able to watch it. I'm still gonna make my best. I'm still gonna do my homework for you guys, but I'm not gonna do a recap for that card. Sorry, I can't do that for you guys. I gotta keep the quality the best that I can. My dude Gibbs, I think you're going away too soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be going too. But like you said, I'm gonna get them breakdowns early, get them out, so we keep the content rolling.
We're definitely gonna keep the content rolling. We're gonna be here each and every single week. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to join my boy Sports Fanatic Gibbs on YouTube. Get him up on those subs. Get me up on my subs. And make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like, comment on the video. Help the algorithm out. You know what to do. CJUFCPicks here each and every single week. Smoking on fire weed. Giving you fire picks. And you know what to do. Join us for the Smoke Sesh each and every single week. We're out of here, folks. Thanks for joining.